First they said, well, we're going to do it up there, but they didn't want people to line up or something, and then there was all these crowds like milling, and so for Friday coming into Saturday, they said, we're going to let people line up in this place, and then you do the sort of random raffle thing, which I actually have a lot of respect for that because, you know, it makes it a little more fair.
Right.
But some people were camping out at 2:30 in the morning. That's crazy, you know. Crazy good, I'm not disparaging anyone. I think it's a wonderful thing, but who could have anticipated such a thing? And you know, I guess they were giving out, yesterday they started giving out all the tickets in the morning. So you have 600 tickets because you can each get 2.
Right.
When you have 2,000 or 3,000 people showing up for 600 tickets, it's wild. It's just wild, you know. And you know, and I kind of go back and forth because on one hand, my sort of core philosophy is if somebody wants something that we make, I would like them to have it. You know, I want them to be happy. But on the other hand, part of the whole deal is the excitement is they are limited, you know, and you want them for your collections. I'd like to hope that the people getting them are going to enjoy them and put them in their collection, you know,
right?
Because that would be my preference. But you know, who could have thought? It's really wild.
Do you think there's a possibility we'd ever just see like a box set with them, maybe without the rings or different heads or anything like that?
I've gotten a lot of retailers asking me to do that.
I'll bet.
And a number of the fans too, who just like, oh, I couldn't get all the figures, or I got some and not all of them, you know. And my first reaction at the beginning was, sorry, man, this is the deal, you know. But after seeing how it's gone and seeing what the demand was and seeing what Blackest Night is, you know, it's something I'm going to really think about and talk with the business team about and the marketing people when we get back to New York and go, well, maybe there is something we can do. So I don't know.
Maybe make Hal in his half blue, half green outfit.
That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, the great thing is there's any number of things you can do with this, which is what makes it kind of cool and fun. So we'll figure something out.
And the Ed McGuinness line continuing.
Yeah, more Ed McGuinness.
Wave of that.
Is a lot of fun. Reverse Flash finally, we're doing one, so that's cool. And we've got the Chronicle statues, which is sort of a new thing. We're kind of sneak peeking here.
Right.
And that's sort of like taking the designs of the characters from their early stories. Bob Kane Batman, you know, early Superman is the, you know, mob buster kind of guy. And then sculpting them with a modern kind of realistic style. And they're really kind of cool, you know, they have this kind of cool, like, realistic retro vibe to them. And that's also Tim, so that's a lot of fun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he does great work. You know, so, you know, we have Ratchet and Clank and the Resistance stuff from Sony. Of course, more World of Warcraft, which, that stuff just blows me away every time I see it, you know. And I've got my sculptors coming in, and I know they work really, really hard on, you know, it's not guys in tights and a cape, you know, it's a lot of detail. But the stuff they're pulling off is just amazing. I mean, there's really nothing else that detailed or intricate on the market, you know. And if you imagine, you know, your standard sort of mass market action figure that you would find in Toys R Us, they'll have 10, 15, 20, maybe 50 paint ops. Those have 800. It's insane. It's off the hook. But that's what their collectors are, that's what their property is, and that's what makes it right, you know. And the Batman Croc statue, did you see that?
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's amazing. I've had no people come up and go, you know what, this is so much cooler on, you know, than when you see it online.
Right.
And that's really always, you know, even if we have little 360 turns and pictures and previews, you don't really appreciate it until you get a chance to see
Who
it.
sculpted that one?
That was Ray Bellafant.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a
He's
beautiful
done
piece.
several of
the bigger pieces, yeah.
bigger pieces of guys fighting other guys.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder what this says about Ray. And we have the multi-part Green Lantern statue, which is really kind of cool too. Not quite finished yet, but you know, we had it for the show. We're going to go back do a little more work on it. That's Mike Licazio. And he and I were meeting this morning, so like, well, I'm like, Mike, how's that build to Alan Scott going to work? Like, because he's got to be taller. Got to get him up in the air, and he's like, yeah, I think you're right. You know, so it's kind of, again, really fun, problem solving, you know, kind of going through that process. You know, and having a lot of the guys here, it's just great for us all to be in one place, you know. I had my, every year I do sort of a sculpting dinner where sculptors and painters and mold makers, really whoever of my guys that are sort of at the show, we do a big dinner, and we must have had 16 guys at the table last night. It was wild. You know, and so Jim and I were talking about that, kind of reminiscing, you know, San Diego's a bygone, you know. And we have 26 sculptors working on projects right now.
Wow.
Which is crazy. You know, we have our 6 contract guys, and then we have another 20 people working. And we met some really great sculptors here too, so it's been kind of very, very fun for that. And you know, I'm like, well, how many pieces are we doing? You know, and between licensed stuff and statues and action figures, it's like over 200 sculptures in a year. It's crazy.
That's
it's
unbelievable.
crazy. And we'll see how it goes. It's been fun. The reception has been great. People have been very excited. So yeah, it's been a fun San Diego. As you can tell, my voice is on its last leg.
So the history of the DC Universe, the first wave of that, has come out.
Yeah, what'd you
Very
think
hard to find at the show.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I've seen a few here and there, but
Right. What do you think of Candor Nightwing?
That's a great wave.
I've wanted to do that figure for so long. I love that character. And Cobra, classic Cobra is really good. And the original Captain Atom costume, which is fun. So yeah, it's kind of a fun line. I mean, I'll be honest with you. In the beginning, I wasn't crazy about it because we started it with one person, then we kind of shifted to another sculptor. We kind of went to another, and so it's like it's sort of a master body, which I'm not gonna. It's no big secret. It is. We're trying to play that game because it's a really tough market for plastic right now. I mean, I'm sure everybody's telling you it's really, really hard, and so it was a way to do something that I thought gave the fan a breadth of characters. Even if I was doing original sculpts for each, George's style is fairly consistent. And I'm like, look, the fans have been asking for a classic Brainiac and a normal-headed Martian Manhunter and some of these characters. I'm like, well, this is the best way for me to give them that, but do it in a way that's affordable because they're not going to sell as many as some of the other ones.
Right.
So hopefully people like it, hopefully they dig it, and we're actually working on. I'm not supposed to say this either. We're going to be revamping the DC Direct website.
Okay.
And we'll probably launch that sometime in the fall. And one of the things I'm the most excited about, other than just sort of the cosmetic and structural changes, is we're going to actually start doing polling on the site.
Oh, great.
So we'll be able to do fan polls and do request things and stuff like that, which I've long wanted to do, but never really had a good way to kind of facilitate it.
Sure.
So that's going to be a lot of fun.
And you've got the new Origins 2-packs.
Right.
That's another new...
Yeah, those are really exciting because, as we're looking back, there's a couple of things coming up for DC Comics in general in the next year that we'll be talking about, probably in the fall, that really celebrate our history. And in thinking about it, we thought, well, this could be a fun kind of nod where we took a classic style figure from one of the older things and released it with a newer figure. And you've got the Joker from the Batgirl Joker original box set that's never been released before, and the Catwoman from that box set, Catwoman Penguin. So it's a way to actually bring out some of those older figures and people. I mean, they're beautiful sculpts.
Right.
Tim did a lot of them.
Right.
And we're giving them new decos, and we're making little 2-packs, and we might be putting in like a mini comic or a trading card or something with it, just to kind of talk about their differences and their reference points. So it's kind of a neat thing.
And what's going on with the 13-inch line? Got some new guys coming out there.
Yeah, it's fun. We have, so what do we have out in the show? We have Poison Ivy out there today.
The new Batman Beyond.
Batman Beyond is there. The Golden Age Flash, which looks great.
Yeah.
It's really, really great. And he'll fit right in with Alan Scott. I mean, when we go back to do the other ones that we're doing, it's going to be really cool because there's still, we played through a lot of the characters I think people want, but there's still little pockets of things we can do. And we're sort of coming to this point where we've been doing these for a while. We've hit a lot of the mainline characters, and we've done some of our movie properties in that line. And the real question is, what other ones are out there that people still want to see that have a wide enough appeal that we can sell enough? Or do we do something different with the line? Do we mix it up? I don't know what that would mean, but that's something that we're sort of actively talking about because it looks like it could use a little juice again. So we'll see.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for all the information, George. I really appreciate it.
Not a problem, man. It's always a pleasure to see you.
We love the DC Direct.
Thank you.